Centaur, your kind of company.
Tonight on Ctv3 News, BSI ASR releases late prices estimate for the 2021 and 2022 crop season. Irrigation wells to be constructed for farming cooperatives. The North is set to benefit. And Orange Walk youths take advantage of the Belize National Youth Training Institute. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Tuesday, October 4th, 2022.
Speed. Everyone wants more. Internet is more than speed. That's why Centaur's Internet Express offers you wall-to-wall coverage with its Wi-Fi extender. Just plug and surf. Stay connected as you move around your home with Centaur's Wi-Fi extender. Can your internet do that?
Centaur, your kind of company.
Ever since I was a kid, I've dreamt of going to Mars. You can keep my dream alive.
Come with me. You cannot, under any circumstances, leave my room, okay? Only for 35 days.
Enjoy your favorite HBO original series and movies with
Centaur, your kind of company.
Connect, browse, and win with Centaur's September sweepstake. Every customer that updates their account to the month of September enters the sweepstake to win $3,000 cash. That's $3,000 for each branch. Make your summer more epic by becoming a lucky winner of Centaur's $3,000 September sweepstake. Prizes to be drawn on October 7th on the Despierta Belize Morning Show. Centaur's September sweepstake. Get in it to win it.
Everyone, including our elderly, needs to stay connected with their loved ones. With Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program, senior citizens can sign up for 10 megabytes of unlimited internet at a low monthly cost of $25. Citizens over 65 can sign up with a valid ID and receive free installation plus 1 month free on selected broadband plans. Visit a Smart showroom near you for more information on how you can enjoy Smart's Golden Citizen broadband program. Smart, bringing people together.
Good evening with your news, also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. A post-mortem examination has concluded that Norris Albert Flowers, a 57-year-old Belizean taxi driver of Ermelinda Layout, Corozal town, died as a result of traumatic brain injury due to multiple gunshot wounds to the head. Flowers was murdered and robbed of his vehicle on the evening of Wednesday, September 27 in the Corozal district. Flowers was reportedly parked in front of the Venus Bus Line Taxi Drivers Union when a young man who rode up on a bicycle requested for a drop. who rode up on a bicycle requested for a drop to San Andres Village, Corozal. This was at around 6:30 p.m. Flowers' body was later found on a dirt road in the Dominguez layout area of Corozal town with gunshot wounds to his face. Flowers' possessions, including his wallet, cell phone, and car, were stolen. Police found the gray Toyota Corolla around noon on Thursday, September 28, in an area behind the IT vet in the same area where the murder took place. Police recovered the two expended 9mm shells at the scene. The start of the 2022-2023 cane crop season looms in the horizon as it is expected to kickstart in the month of December. As farmers prepare for the start of the new season, BSI-ASR has released the latest price estimate for the 2021-2022 crop season, which ended on July 29th, for which farmers are expected to receive their third and final payment on the first week of November. This latest price estimate puts the average cane price as of September 30th at $69.64 per ton of cane, including payment for bagasse and an underpayment of $1.2 million from the 2021 crop season. The latest price estimate is well above the previous estimate issued back in August of this year, which stood at $63.06. This latest estimate is based on the final 2022 crop production figures of 123,287 tons of sugar and 41,462 tons of molasses, and accounting for a final TCTS of 9.28. The cane price estimate is based on the assumption that 50,274 tons of sugar will be sold to the EU market as raw sugar at an estimated price of $477.94 US per metric ton. That 13,763 tons of sugar and 12,137 tons of molasses will be sold in the local market, as well as 12,940 tons of sugar will be sold to the USA market at the contracted price of $647.60 US dollars per metric ton. And lastly, that 14,763 tons of bagged direct consumption sugar will be sold to TLS at contracted price of $600 US dollars per metric ton, and another 20,064 tons will be sold to the EU. Last year, we told you about the newly reorganized Belize National Youth Training Institute, which is an amalgamation of the Franklin Zama Training Institute, Gateway Youth Center, the Belize Youth Cadet Corps, and the National 4-H Youth Development Center. The institute has entered its second year of offering its services, and from the Orange Walk District, 29 young persons have enrolled for the different programs offered in person or online.
The Belize Youth Awards is an award given to a young person who has been outstanding in their area. It's really a prestigious award for young people who have shown commitment to their community and to themselves. So who can apply for the Belize Youth Award is anyone who is a youth. If you feel that you have been outstanding in your area, if you're a person who have helped your community, you come into the Department of Youth Service on Queen Victoria Avenue, or if you're a part of a youth group, the youth group can recommend you. So anybody can sign up for this Belize Youth Award.
What would be the age range?
The age range is from 15 to 29 years.
One young person enrolled for the building maintenance program and has opted to attend in-person classes. All courses last for a teaching period of 7 months and 3 months practical, and at a place of choice based on the area of study enrolled in. Tuition fee is $15 Belize per month or $150 Belize per year of study. Today, a Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, was signed between the Ministry of Economic Development and the Ministry of Rural Transformation, Community Development, Labor, and Local Government for the continuation of Component 1 of the Resilient Rural Belize RRB program. Dr. Osmond Martinez, CEO in the Ministry of Economic Development, and Mr. Valentino Schall, CEO in the Ministry of Rural Transformation, Community Development, Labor, and Local Government, signed the MOA on behalf of their respective ministries. Dr. Geraldo Flowers, RRB Program Manager, and Ms. Elsa Cardenas, the National Coordinator for the Rural Development Department, witnessed the signing. Through this MOA, together with the RRB, both ministries will engage in collaborative actions aimed at increasing access to irrigation services to support rural small farmers. For the remainder of the 2022 fiscal year, this agreement will allow 7 farming cooperatives to have access to geophysical resistivity testing, drilling, and the construction of water wells by the Ministry of Rural Transformation, the first being constructed in November, with plans to increase this number in the upcoming fiscal year. The irrigation wells will be constructed for farming cooperatives in the following communities: Concepcion Village, Corozal District; Shaibe Village, Corozal District; 7 Miles, El Progreso Village, Cayo District; Trio Village, Toledo District; San Jose Village, Toledo District; Cowpen Village, Stan Creek District; and Maskell Village, Belize District. The government of Belize is committed to its Plan Belize mandate and acknowledges programs such as the RRB, the importance of minimizing the impact of climate change and increasing economic activities on smallholder farmers while supporting sustainable market access for their produce. Here at Ctv3 News, we continue monitoring the COVID-19 report issued by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. The latest infographic shows that from October 1st to the 4th, 30 new cases were identified. With 0 deaths to report, the death toll remains at 686, with a total of 68,884 persons having been infected with the virus since its inception 2 years ago. If the recent cases identified, 1 hails from Corozal town. 4 cases were discovered in Orange Walk, 2 in San Esteban, and 1 case each in Trawl Farm and U Creek. In the Belize District, 8 cases were found, 7 in the city and 1 in Gales Point. Cayo received 6 cases, 2 in Bamopan and 1 case each in Benquevejo, Esperanza, Roaring Creek, and St. Matthews. 6 cases were found in Stan Creek and 5 in Toledo. 1 person is hospitalized currently. Coming up next, the National Youth Award 2022 set for November. We'll tell you how you can nominate an exemplary youth. Stay tuned.
What is Amnesty 2022? An opportunity for undocumented immigrants living in Belize. Belize wants to help you to live freely and continue contributing to those communities you and your family now call home by offering a pathway to permanent residency. Why should you apply? In doing so, you remove barriers and reduce the difficulties faced living as an undocumented immigrant. Applying is easy. Go online to www.immigration.gov.bz for more information. Find out if you qualify, how to apply, what documents you need, and how to book your appointment. Be prepared. The registration period will be from the 2nd of August to the 30th of November 2022. Belize Amnesty 2022. Let's continue to build Belize together.
LG dual inverter compressor cools air faster by operating at speeds as high as 120 Hz with more stability compared to conventional models. It also saves up to 70% more energy by operating at speeds as low as 10 Hz with more stability. It reduces torque vibration down to 40% for quiet outdoor unit operation. Stable operation with low vibrations also results in increased durability.
Connect, browse, and win with Centaur's September sweepstake. Every customer that updates their account to the month of September enters the sweepstake to win $3,000 cash. That's $3,000 for each branch. Make your summer more epic by becoming a lucky winner of Centaur's $3,000 September sweepstake. Prizes to be drawn on October 7th on the Despierta Belize Morning Show. Centaur's September sweepstake. Get in it to win it.
For the past 2 years, the entire world has been focusing on COVID-19 disrupting the discussion of other diseases that affect humankind, including HIV. But that is not making the problem go away. In fact, this virus is still dominant and more so in key populations. In Belize, the National AIDS Commission of Belize, mostly known as the NAC, was appointed by Cabinet and officially established in February of 2000, which serves as the country's coordinating mechanism and is responsible to coordinate, facilitate, and monitor the national response to HIV/AIDS as well as the National Strategic Plan. This cabinet-appointed entity is preparing to launch a robust behavior change communications campaign in a few days, which will be geared at promoting the correct and consistent condom use, as well as services including pre-exposure prophylaxis, PrEP, HIV self-testing, and uptake of hepatitis B vaccines. The primary objective of the campaign is to encourage persons at higher risk of acquiring HIV to utilize and adhere to safer sex practices, test regularly for HIV and other STIs. Today we spoke with Communications Officer Cindy Jones at the National AIDS Commission, who explained more of the campaign.
We actually just launched yesterday a behavior change communications campaign. The purpose of this campaign is to promote HIV self-testing, to promote PrEP, which is a one-a-day medication. It's a prescription medication for HIV prevention, and we're also promoting the uptake of hepatitis B vaccines. This is part of a comprehensive package, prevention package, I should say. So those are the three things that we are promoting. We are looking forward to sharing an array of valuable information to the general public. As per usual, the targets are key and vulnerable populations, but the campaign in and of itself is generalized. So we're trying to reach everyone. However, our main targets are key and vulnerable populations, that being men who have sex with men, sex workers, and members of the LGBTQI population.
You made mention a few populations there, minority populations. Does the National AIDS Commission have data to back that up? I mean, in Belize, normally there's a lack of statistics, and you're engaged in a national campaign, right, to reach these populations. But is there enough evidence there that you're engaging in target populations?
There. I personally am a communications expert, not a health expert, but I can assure you that there is evidence there. And that evidence is pointing towards these are the three groups that we should be putting our attention toward, and the groups that we should be targeting when it comes to HIV prevention interventions.
Several messages that will drive the campaign have been developed with support from stakeholders and members of civil society organizations, including the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Hand in Hand Ministries, Go Hoven Belize, Unibam, and the Belize Family Life Association, to name a few. The campaign goes by the name Behavior Change Communications Campaign to promote safer sex practices, routine testing, and vaccination. Quite too often, stories that focus on our youth are overwhelmingly negative as they speak about teenagers engaged in some sort of illegal activity. But to sort of balance things out, today there is good news coming out of the Department of Youth Service. The department is calling on applications for the National Youth Awards 2022, scheduled to be held on November 4th of this year in Belmopan City, and the call for applications is open until October 14th, 2022. Today, our team spoke with Enid Castillo, Senior Youth Development Officer at the Department of Youth Services here in Orange Walk, who told us more.
Belize Youth Training Institute is for young persons who want to learn a skill or a trade between the age of 15 to 29. At the Training Institute for out-district young persons, we offer online courses, and we offer tourism, agriculture, customer service, and information technology, which includes graphic design and robotics. The orientation was held virtually. When we were doing our recruitment, we went into the villages because we saw the need. We found out that most young persons either didn't go back to high school or started high school and drop out. So what the department did, we offer them a space to come in where we have the computer and the internet for them to have access to do their online class. If they have these resources at home, they can do it at home in the comfort of their own home. But coming here, we have a safe space for them to do their classes also.
This year, the following categories for the awards include Youth Minister's Award, Leadership, Strength Through Adversity Award, Youth in Sports Award, Male and Female, Diversely Abled Award, and Innovation Through Technology Award, Individual and Group, to name a few. The entire listing is available on the Department of Youth Services Facebook page, or you can reach out to them via email at departmentofyouthservices@gmail.com. The 41st International Civil Aviation Organization Assembly in Montreal, Canada is ongoing, and Belize is represented by Honorable Andre Perez and an entire delegation. During today's sixth plenary session, Minister Perez made a presentation on the advancements of civil aviation in Belize, including the development of an air cargo hub. In an interview via Zoom today, Perez told us what it means for Belize to be taking part in the plenary session.
This is in keeping with what we have been attending since last week. And today in the plenary, Belize had the opportunity to give a statement on what is it that relates to the aviation industry and where we're heading, in what direction we're heading as we move forward in trying to develop and putting aviation at a level independently of tourism and agriculture, just giving it as one national priority that we're doing. That is the aim here, and sitting there and sharing with everyone else. The most important thing that we're looking for is that we are reaching out to partners who are willing to listen, and we are showcasing what we as a country can do. As you all know, we have to take advantage of the strategic location that we have, Belize being, as I mentioned in my speech, being in the heart of Central America and the Caribbean. And many experts in the aviation industry are telling us that we are ripe for choosing this path of developing the aviation industry by looking at this air cargo hub, bringing all the different other components that should go along with it, mainly cargo maintenance, the distribution of food, especially as we try to bridge between Central America and the Caribbean. So, and also tying it together with air travel as well. There are so many other components that are missing that we need to explore. And that is also the goal that we're showing. And again, I refer back to my speech this morning, and in keeping with what is Plan Belize, that we are open for business. We need to show to investors there that they are safe, that coming to Belize and investing, their investment will be secure, mainly by having a stable government, a peaceful country, and that also that we are already trimming all of that red tape that sometimes can frustrate investors in coming in a country. So the processing and making it more conducive for investment is important with showcasing. So we have had talks with different people who have been very much have been successful in taking the aviation industry to higher levels, namely like the country of Qatar and as well as Singapore. These are the two countries we have had talks with. And another important country as well that is showcased and is doing it by action is none other than our good friends of Taiwan. They have a cargo city hub, and it's very crucial and very instrumental and strategically located where they are in Asia right now.
The media also pressed the minister on how is it that we build the capacity of the PGIA to implement the feasibility of the plan.
How do we start? First is by the feasibility studies. We need to have some studies to show that it is viable. I am of the opinion, I am confident it is viable. So this the first is to have a long-term plan. This is what we have been laying out for quite some time, because we cannot be moving haphazardly on this plan. And I've said before as well, this is not a 1 year, 2 years plan. This is going for 10, 15, 20 years. It's going to take years to develop, but it will start moving slowly. We're saying that we have to start as of now. And if I am going to say that I am trying to create a plan for us to get re-elected in the next coming general elections, this is not the project that we want to think along those lines. This project is for a long-term solution for the country, that 20 years from now, they look back on us and we all did the right thing by making the first step. So the first step is, as I said, is to come up with a feasibility study, look at partners who are willing to invest. And thirdly is that we, from a government standpoint, we are prepared to receive the investors and making sure they have the guaranteed returns by providing them with very decent, attractive concessions, good contracts that will make them feel that their money or investment is secured. I was approached by a member from the United States of government that they want to invite us to be part of a meeting because they really were interested in what I gave in this speech. But just straight out, we're starting first by we are members of COSESNA, which is part of SECA, as you rightfully mentioned, and that is another factor we have been avenue that we have been pursuing is that of providing that air navigation service that we are part of, and Belize is very much a part of is COSESNA. And here in ICAO, actually, we have been having talks with members from partners from Jamaica as well as Guyana. We met with both of the directors, and they're fully aware because they themselves have reached out for technical support from COSESNA. And they are very satisfied with the air navigation service that they provide. Now, that is one of expansion in terms of services that we can offer to the Caribbean. So that speaks as action that can be done based, comparing it to what we've been saying for so many years and decades about Belize being that bridge. We have to go far beyond that and just being rhetoric. It's just we're not seeing the results. So we're saying we make the move now. And it can be done the best way. Iron and agriculture that we are struggling to export to the Caribbean. We have this opportunity via aviation to really act on what we are as members of SECA and as we as members of CARICOM.
Minister Perez is accompanied by Chief Executive Officer Kennedy Carrillo, Director of Civil Aviation Nigel Carter, Deputy Director of Civil Aviation Stanley Gideon, and Head of Security Lieutenant Colonel Kelly. Still on the 41st International Civil Aviation Organization assembled in Montreal, just before the 6th plenary was over, the representative for China asked to have the floor, which the chair granted. In her less than 3 minutes presentation, she vehemently accused Belize and 2 other countries of interfering with China's internal affairs. We asked Minister Andrew Perez for his comments on the accusation.
As it relates to the reconnecting the world, we recognize the importance of air travel and the significance of flight information regions, such as the Taipei Flight Information Region, in connecting the world. My government is convinced of the importance of the Taipei FIR and join other global partners in calling for the Republic of China Taiwan to be given the opportunity to have meaningful participation in all ICAO processes. Indeed, no country should be left behind.
His Excellency,
yes, sir.
I do request one more time that delegates, as you give your statements, you only stick to the matters that are on the agenda. So humbly, I request once again, His Excellency,
obliged,
that
madam.
is not the matter that is on the agenda.
Obliged.
Thank you.
Obliged.
We're not at all surprised, but I want to make it clear first that this platform here that we have, it's important that we stick to what is related to aviation. And of course, the government and people of Belize will always be supporting Taiwan. We consider them a friend and allies. But as it relates to aviation, Taiwan is a role model out there in the world, by the way, how they use the aviation industry in terms of not only moving travelers, but as well as doing the cargo hub, their cargo city. It is one of the world's best, and they are strategically located. And by me speaking and in support of this country, they need to be included because the philosophy of ICAO, they state not one country left behind. So we did not say anything out of the way, but rather to clarify that we need to act on what we are stating. If we say no countries left behind, then Taiwan, Republic of Taiwan, China should be included. And more importantly, you cannot ignore a country that contributes significantly to the aviation industry. We have a responsibility. They cannot be ignored. They need to be included, and they need to be placed in there for decision makings because they contribute significantly in Asia.
At the end, the chair conceded that the matter has been dealt with and that all representatives refrain from divulging into anything not pertinent to what is before the plenary. National Assembly members last Friday, September 30th, participated in an awareness workshop on the University of the Budapest Convention of Cybercrime. The National Assembly said in a press release that it conducted the workshop in collaboration with the Council of Europe, COE, organized through the Galaxy Project and the Forum of Presidents of the Legislative Powers of Central America, the Caribbean Basin, FOPREL. Members of the House of Representatives and the Senate participated in the workshop held at the NEMO training room at the NEMO building in Bamapan. The cybercrime workshop started with remarks by Speaker Valerie Woods, FOPREL's Executive Secretary Dr. Santiago Leclerc, and FOPREL's Executive Secretary of the Cybercrime Convention Committee Division, Alexander Segar. Segar and Claudio Peguero, advisor on cybercrime matters at the Dominican Republic's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then spoke on the Budapest Convention, its impacts and benefits, and the process of accession. They also spoke on capacity building on cybercrime and the state of play, challenges and solutions, and the role of the policymakers in strengthening the criminal justice response to cybercrime. Members present at the workshop agreed that there is a need to sensitize members of the National Assembly on Belize's laws on cybercrime, which would assist in understanding the call for accession to the convention and welcome the future collaborative opportunities that can assist in the effort, said the National Assembly press release. The workshop was a follow-up event to an advisory mission on harmonization of legislation on cybercrime and electronic evidence that was held on February 10th to the 13th, 2020. The advisory mission produced a legislative assessment containing comments on the Cybercrime Bill of Belize and drafting recommendations aimed at harmonizing the national legislation on cybercrime and electronic evidence with the provisions of the Budapest Convention, said the press release. The National Assembly said that through the collaboration with FOPREL and COE, Belize enacted its first legislation on cybercrime in October 2020. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Wednesday, October 5th here on Ctv3 and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at Ctv3 News BZ. Remember to wash your hands and remain safe. From all of us here at Ctv3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.